Hey, everybody. You are about to hear a brief retelling of the movie Too Handsome to Handle. Before we get started, hit the like button and subscribe. It may only be a click for you, but it has a significant impact on the channel. For countless generations, the Moss family has maintained their good looks. They are much admired for their attractiveness, which earns them a lot of money. Okis, the eldest son, is an online influencer. He has millions of fans because of his attractiveness and is also regarded as a love guru who assists men in impressing their crushes. Parker, their father, was a heartbreaker who dated over 1,200 ladies before meeting their mother. Meanwhile, the mother can be deemed attractive due to her manly features and prominent mustache. Finally, the protagonist, Cullin, is the youngest son and the most gorgeous of the bunch. The family has been accustomed to living like attractive people. Except for Cullin, who struggles to function normally due to his attractiveness. He frequently wishes he was only modestly attractive so that he could go out without always being pursued by a multitude of ladies. Girls go insane, faint out, yank their hair, and frequently suffer nosebleeds when they stare at his gorgeous features. As a result, he has never truly interacted with a girl. He avoids going out in public whenever possible and has been homeschooled till now. Cullin has no pals to chat to besides his pet fish. He frequently plays cards with it and speaks to it aloud. His family watches him through a camera with concern. They want him to have a normal adolescent life and do their best to assist him. Okis routinely sends him images of girls, attempting to set him up with someone. However, Cullin claims that his ideal girl is someone who does not like him. He wants to be known for his personality and interests, not his appearance. When nothing works to get Cullin to go out, the family takes things a step further. They intend to create financial hardships and guilt him into attending school. When Cullin wakes up one night to drink water, his parents appear to be concerned about their financial situation. They make a theatrical declaration that they will only eat scrambled eggs for breakfast until they earn enough money to fund Cullin's homeschooling. He feels terrible for giving his folks so much stress. The next morning, he announces that he will be attending school for the forthcoming semester. The family is pleased until he reveals that he will only attend an all-boys school. Although they would have wanted him to be able to communicate with ladies, they are content to take things slowly. Cullin's first day of school occurs a few days later. Okis drops him off on his bike, but Cullin does not remove his helmet. He intends to wear it throughout the day in order to conceal his gorgeous appearance. However, the scheme fails when the helmet attracts more attention than he planned. Cullin quietly takes the last seat, but is called out by the class bully Cede and his cronies. When the teacher enters the classroom, she is surprised to discover a man wearing a helmet. She begs him to take it off straight now. Despite his reluctance, Cullin is forced to agree. He carefully removes the helmet in a dramatic manner, revealing his face. The following scene depicts the teacher being placed into an ambulance. It turns out that she began to nosebleed and hyperventilate because of Cullin's beauty. The other students protest to the principal that the new student is too attractive to handle. Cullin hurries through the hallway to return home, but gets tripped by one of the bullies. They carry him to the school storehouse and announce themselves as Power Rangers. They are known as the Tig Attack, a group of 3 bullies led by the principal's son, Cede. After the over-the-top introduction, they explain that they need Cullin's assistance in asking a girl out to prom. The gang has been in their senior year of school for the past 3 years. They refuse to graduate until Cede attends the prom with Amanda, the most attractive girl at the BBM school. However, she only accepts requests from gorgeous guys, so the gang expects Cullin to deliver the proposal. They assign an innocent man, Kibo, to assist Cullin and lead the way. Kibo has already been a victim of their pranks and is obligated to comply with the bullies' demands. Afterward, Cullin goes to the principal's office with Kibo to file an official complaint about bullying at school. Kibo knows what the end will be, but he still follows Cullin. The principal is worried by his son's refusal to graduate. Since Cullin's beauty allows him to accompany Amanda to the prom, the principal wants them to do whatever the bullies say. That evening, Cullin and Kibo decide to do the task the next day and avoid the responsibilities. Kibo is the first individual to offer kindness to Cullin, regardless of his beauty. Although the day did not go as planned, he is pleased to have made a new buddy. The next morning, they visit the BBM school, where the girls detect the presence of the lads. They are stringent about preventing ugly boys from entering the school grounds. As a result, when they observe Cullin wearing a helmet, the entire school urges him to remove it. In a final sequence, Cullin removes his helmet, causing mayhem among the girls. Only a few hours later, the news reaches the television. Videos of ladies screaming, bleeding through their nostrils, becoming possessed, and dancing around are being uploaded all over social media. Cullin becomes renowned as the too handsome to handle person. Amanda, the hottest student and model at the BBM school, hears the news and is instantly enamored by Cullin. He is the first male to match her in terms of attractiveness and status. She instantly makes it her goal to impress him. When the story spreads widely, a swarm of girls gathers in front of the Moss mansion. The family begins charging visitors for a house tour. Cullin, who is hiding in the streets, notices his family on the news. He feels misled and used by his own people. When they call him, he refuses to return home and is even sadder when the visitors mishandle and kill his beloved fish. He is now hiding on the roof of a building from the maniacs who are hunting him through the streets. Suddenly, a girl approaches behind him and asks whether he plans to leap off the roof. Cullin glances at her in surprise because she does not bleed from her nose or pass out upon seeing him. The girl refuses to speak and simply walks away. Cullin is so nervous that he can hardly speak. The experience greatly improves his day. A little later, he contacts Kibo, who picks him up and invites him to his home. He and his grandma invite Cullin to remain as long as he wishes. When Kibo walks into his room, he notices two rare collection playing cards and is amazed. They learn they have various mutual interests, one of which is playing card collection. The next day, they go to the all-girls school to hunt for the girl from yesterday. While they're at it, they meet Amanda and give her the proposal files given by Cede. Amanda pretends to be dissatisfied with Cullin's beauty, but after he leaves, her nose bleeds heavily. Cullin spots his crush on the steps, but the other girls around him prevent him from approaching her. Kibo and Cullin spend the following 3 days doing everything together and becoming great friends. One afternoon, Kibo brings Cullin to futsal, where he frequently meets his crush, Rear. Following the match, Cullin spots the girl on the roof working at a local shop. He couldn't help but stare at her. Just then, Kibo appears and introduces Rear to him. Cullin realizes that she is also Kibo's crush, as he said earlier. The two appear to be quite close, which makes Cullin jealous. He has difficulty falling asleep that night because the sensation is novel and unfamiliar to him. Then he remembers Oki's is a love guru and schedules a meeting with him. When they meet the next morning, Oki's breaks down in tears of joy. He had been waiting for the opportunity to advise his brother about girls. Cullin has forgiven his family for selling him out to his admirers because he would not have met Rear otherwise. The brothers then go grocery shopping while Oki's lists all of the things Cullin should do to impress his crush. As Cullin follows Oki's advice, he realizes he doesn't know Rear as well as Kibo does. He still refuses to give up on his first love. Amanda visits the boys' school one afternoon and gives Cullin an invitation to her birthday party. Along with that, she gives him a phone as a gift. Later that day, Kibo, Cullin, and Rear attend karaoke. Eventually, Rear and Cullin get to sing together. Cullin is delighted to duet with her, but Rear is only interested in Kibo. He quickly realizes that she also likes Kibo. The revelation causes his heart to shatter with jealousy. So, when Kibo isn't around, he asks her directly if she has a crush on him. Initially, Rear denies it, but when Cullin lies about Kibo's love for Amanda, her face falls. Her expression confirms his suspicions. After going home, Cullin phones Amanda and requests a favor. She cheerfully agrees to do anything he says. The following day, a crowd gathers at the venue to celebrate her birthday. When Cullin and Kibo arrive, Amanda greets them. Strangely enough, she appears to be more interested in Kibo than Cullin. She even pulls him away to speak with him in private. At the same time, Rear comes at the party and discovers Amanda kissing Kibo. She runs outside, heartbroken. Cullin takes advantage of her vulnerability and admits his feelings for her. Rear praises him, but insists she never saw him as more than a friend. Despite scheming against his sole best buddy, Cullin receives nothing in return. When the bullies watch Amanda kissing Kibo, they become outraged and envious. They beat Kibo up for it, as Cullin stands nearby, too terrified to intervene. Later, he takes Kibo home and dresses his wounds alongside his grandmother. Only after seeing him moan in agony does Cullin realize he has made a grave error. The next day, Kibo gives him a legendary card from his collection, which Cullin had been desiring for a long time. Cullin, who is guilt-ridden, admits to all of his wrongdoings up to this point. Kibo is astonished and saddened by the betrayal. He maintains that if he had known Cullin also liked Rear, he would have left her. The words just make Cullin's situation worse. At last, Kibo asks him to leave the house immediately. Cullin calmly walks away, knowing he has made a mistake. He eventually comes home after a month. His family is thrilled, nevertheless, Cullin is not. He isolates himself in his room and avoids contact with others. But above everything, he misses his best friend. They occasionally brush into each other but never exchange more than a glance. At home, Cullin's mother is concerned about his health. She approaches him one night and hands him his beloved fish, which never died. She also informs him that he can return to being homeschooled if that is his preference. His happiness is all that matters to his family, and they will go to any length to ensure it. Cullin, moved by her words, recognizes that he has people in his life who support his accomplishment. This inspires him to make things right with Kibo. The following morning, he rushes to Rear and tells her everything. Following that, he approaches Kibo and attempts to apologize. Kibo initially dismisses him, but when asked about Rear, he begins to express how much he loves her. Cullin reveals that Rear was listening to him on the phone the entire time. That manner, he mends their friendship and returns to being both of their friends. A few days later, they all attended prom together. Kibo's date is Rear, while Cullin's date is Amanda. As expected, Cullin and Amanda are crowned prom king and queen. Cullin hears a female say that he is only somewhat attractive and is immediately pulled to her, signaling the beginning of a new relationship.